Everybody's Tyler here at the Lakeshore Qualifier 2, checking out team number 4786, Nicolet coming in from Glendale. This team won a quality award this year for their robot, and today to help me out speak about it, I have Yenny and Louisa. And we're going to be going through on this robot course intake here. Nice open spindexer, so looking at featuring more of that. Shooter, climber, all this and more coming up on Behind the Bumpers.
Giving you a voice.
Making it loud our own way.
Welcome to the fun.
We'd like to thank Stryker for their continued support of First Updates Now. Stryker's internship portal is now open and available. Discover internships and rotational programs located around the world, including their headquarters in Michigan, when you go to careers.stryker.com and click on Students and Graduates. We'd also like to thank Kettering University. Kettering University is where robotics students come for their education. Over 30% of those who attend Kettering University were in high school robotics, and you can keep going with their BattleBots, VexU, esports, and First Mentorship programs. If you are a U.S. student grades 8 through 12, scan the QR code to stay up to date on info and events happening at Kettering and get a free Kettering t-shirt when you sign up by December 12th, 2021.
So starting out on this intake here, Yenny, you're going to tell us a little bit more about this. I really want to hear, because you guys completely redid the top part of your robot, right? So tell me a little bit about what's changed, and love to hear the story behind the pool noodles a little bit too here.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Our robot changed a lot from our 2020 season. Originally, this was all made out of metal, and this is so much lighter. It's all polycarb, and it's got pool noodles. And we chose to do that because, again, it was too heavy, lots of dead zones for that intake. The power cells weren't cycling through. We also innovated this. It's bumper fabric, yes, but we also found a new use for it.
Sure.
Since it helps the balls roll up, since it helps them maintain contact with the rollers while going up the intake. So that's why we chose to include this part of it. But again, it's a lot more flexible. Even if we were to get hit, it absorbs the impact, and from the front, it's very secure. So that's what we're proud of about our spindexer.
So I just want to clarify real quick as a follow-up. The pool noodles were a weight-saving measure, is that correct?
So the pool noodles are there because originally these were not quite large enough on some of these. We weren't getting good contact with the ball between the floor, so we added them just as a measure to get better contact with the ball.
Yeah, fair enough with that. As next, we're going to go into your spindexer here. So one of the things I want to ask you about when we talk to teams, usually they kind of go one of two ways. Either they do the open design like this, or they kind of have the slots. What made you choose the open design, and how has it worked out for you?
Yeah, mainly through research. We spent a while when we weren't having many meetings doing research, Googling what other teams had done,
Sure.
because some teams have had numerous competitions already with Infinite Recharge. So we had a lot of models to look off of.
Are there any teams in particular that come to mind?
Particularly 503 Frog
Sure,
Force
yeah,
was
great
a
team.
big inspiration for this. So we have our very light polycarb. It's also slightly flexible. So if we ever have issues where it's getting squished or there's a ball getting jammed, there's a little bit of flex to it. Additionally, it's controlled via this very large sprocket for our chain and a Lazy Susan bearing. Having that bearing so large and open means that we can have this 2x1 tower that supports our shooter. And the spindexer's been working pretty well so far.
Well, let's take a look at a couple power cells coming through so we can see what that looks like.
Intake and spindexer. This ball is in our spindexer, and you can see it kind of slows down over there as it goes past our kicker. So we have a two-sided kicker system that kicks it up into the C shooter. We have some green compliant wheels that are cut out so that the ball can slide past. And we also have a Neo 550 in the center that kicks the ball up.
So as we keep moving on here, we're going to talk about your shooter, which I'm really excited to talk about. I believe you're going to be speaking about that, right? So as we go in, tell me a little bit more about some of the design. Of course, it looks like you got a turret, a little bit of adjustable hood as well, too. And I'm very interested to hear about how you configured your whole flywheel shooter setup here, too.
Yeah, so our flywheel was made from a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
Originally, we also had an all-metal flywheel, and that was very heavy, made up a lot of our C shooter's weight, and in addition was very loud and imprecise. So we chose to switch to these along with the 3D printed hood, since we decided this would be more adjustable and we could iterate it a lot over many different times. We have several Neos. This is actually very Spark controller and Neo heavy because of how many different moving parts.
I just figure you love Rev, so
yeah,
fair enough.
Sure. Yeah, with our limelight mounted in front, currently covered since it's too bright.
Yeah.
But our limelight really helps us align it with the high goal. It's a powerful shooter. If you've seen it on the field, it just goes wham, basically.
Is your limelight, is it specifically for alignment, or do you get any other feedback they use on that as well?
It's particularly...
Yeah, so the limelight works both for aligning our turret, and it also is what automatically adjusts our hood height and our flywheel speed. So during our infinite recharge at home challenges, we wanted to be able to shoot inner port goals from every single section, all of the zones, and we were able to get 43 points, I believe, for the interstellar accuracy challenge. So we really wanted that adjustability to have the range.
Well, let's wrap up on your robot here and talk about your climb a little bit. I know still doing a little bit of fixing on that as we're catching it between matches, but tell me a little bit more about it.
Yeah, so this climb was adapted from the Everybot climb from Team 118. So it's pretty much just that, except we made a couple modifications. First of all, we switched from springs to surgical tubing. The surgical tubing is better because it doesn't permanently stretch out like our springs were. They would stretch and then they would break. And we've found this to just be working a lot better. It's a lot more force. It can stretch out the whole way. So that was one of the big improvements. Additionally, we have our U-clamp, which is essentially an off-the-shelf clamp that you would buy, and that's providing extra security to hold on our shooter. And it's also where we store our pneumatic tanks. And camera.
And a camera on there too. Well, Nicolet Fear, of course, performing out here at the Lakeshore Qualifier. Good luck at this event. I can't wait to see this robot perform in future competitions as well. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
Thanks to Kettering University for their support of this video. Don't just sit in class. Kettering University is the only school in the US that allows you to work as an engineer your first year with their 3-month on, 3-month off co-op programs. If you are a US student grades 8 through 12, scan the QR code to stay up to date on info and events happening at Kettering and get a free Kettering t-shirt when you sign up by December 12th, 2021. We would like to thank our friends at Stryker for supporting this video. Stryker is looking for current and future FIRST alumni to join their internship program, and FIRST mentors who are looking for a great career with a company who actually supports their FIRST journey. Go to careers.stryker.com to learn more. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on our new videos. Keep the conversation going and provide your input to our content. Watch our live shows at twitch.tv/FirstUpdatesNow. Join our Discord at discord.gg/FirstUpdatesNow and check out Fun FTC on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and First Updates Now on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.